welcome to another edition of Tuesday Tapestry. Nice to have you with us. Today I'm very honored to have with me Sister Kathleen, a Holy Cross sister, and Maribel Real, both of whom work at Holy Cross Ministries. I'd like to talk about Holy Cross Ministries today because it's a wonderful presence in our diocese. Actually, the Holy Cross sisters have been in our diocese for many, many decades, really going way, way back. And the sisters have been a very valuable and wonderful presence in our midst. They truly represent the gospel of Jesus Christ in all its facets, and particularly, I would say, Matthew 25, and reaching out to so many people in need. As you know, we had a hospital. Holy Cross Sisters had a hospital here in the diocese, which for various reasons had to close, but the sisters remained committed to this local church. And they formed, after the sale of the hospital, Holy Cross Ministries, which is a very wonderful organization, a wonderful ministry in our midst. And so today I've asked Sister Kathleen and Maribel to be with us so that they can give us a sense of what Holy Cross Ministries is doing. So please join with me, learn with me today as we delve into this wonderful ministry in our midst. So first of all, Sister Kathleen, maybe you could get started by just letting us know what are the main things that you do at Holy Cross Ministries?
Our main offices are in Salt Lake City and have been from the beginning, but we also have had outreach programs in various small communities throughout the state of Utah. Currently, our immigration program is operating in Logan, Wendover, and Ephraim as outreach clinics. The promotores have several locations, and Maribel will talk a little bit more about those when we go into detail a little bit about the promotor program. The education program, as I think we said, it operates in Park City and also in Wendover. The parish health nurse visits Wendover and also 4 Hispanic parishes here in Salt Lake City. We also have a major counseling program that operates in 4 of the Catholic schools located here in Salt Lake City. So although we're based in Salt Lake, we operate throughout the state.
What a wonderful presence and what wonderful things you're doing. And it's so glad we can have you on the show so that we can raise a consciousness of all the good things that are taking place. So maybe, Maribel, could you say a few words about the promotora program? That is an unusual word. I'm not familiar with that word. What does that mean?
Promotora means promote, to promote. And what we try to do is through outreach workers who are bilingual and bicultural, who are stationed in different sites, different low-income clinics, or different low-income communities within the state, we try to reach out to this community, promoting well-being of the family through health issues, through safety issues. And so we provide prenatal classes in Spanish. We provide a whole variety of services, including people who are coming with needing assistance for food, clothing, any type of assistance that they might need. Our promotoras are available to them for free. And so we're able to reach out to the community in that way and link them to other resources that might be available to them.
Wonderful. That's so important, so necessary. And people who are lower income don't have all the connections that a lot of people, our citizens, do have, and that they are an immigrant person and they don't know how to kind of maneuver in our society and culture. That how your help is so really, really important. And in terms of the immigrants, what is that program like? And what do you do in addition to that?
The immigrant program started about 11 years ago. I actually came here from Indiana, and I met with Aiden Batar of Catholic Community Services, and I said, Aiden, how much is there really a need for an additional attorney to help with immigration among the poor? He said, a need. He said, yes, he said, we really do have a tremendous need. So I began with general immigration, working with family immigration, not employment. And so we did everything that needs to be done in that area, and I was doing it by myself. Finally, I recruited another sister of the Holy Cross, Sister Charlotte Wagner, who's an attorney and had 2 years of immigration experience in California. So she joined the staff. Then a major shift happened in the year 2000 when Congress passed the Violence Against Women Act. I want Maribel to talk a little bit more because she is our main person who spends 100% of her time doing the domestic, well actually it's more than domestic violence, it's all victims of serious crime. To talk a little bit about how the program has grown and kind of what's happening now within the communities that we serve.
The program started very small. We didn't have regulations to follow, and so we pushed these applications back in 2004 and were able to get interim relief so that these victims could actually have at least the right to work legally in the country while we waited for regulations to be published by USCIS. At that point,
and just to say, the U.S. that's the United States Customs Immigration Service, the USCIS.
Yes, sorry. And so we were able to help them obtain work permits until regulations were published in 2007. We started off very small. Our program has grown incredibly, and that's because of the need in the community. We were probably seeing about maybe 5 to 10 clients per month way back when we started in 2004. At this point, we can't even meet the need.
Wow.
The phone call, we're inundated with phone calls, and really are trying to work as fast as possible, providing quality work, but unfortunately the need is great.
Which is sad that there are that many calls, of course, but what a wonderful work you're doing, because so many of our immigrants, particularly those who may be undocumented, are really victimized, that they're experiencing domestic violence, and at the same time they're afraid to go to the authorities, and then finally if they do, and the husband, let's say, if he's the one who's abusing, he could be deported, and then the wife, the mother, feels guilty that her reporting causes, so all these terrible conflicting emotions, and it's such a difficult thing for our people. So what a blessing that they have you and your staff to work with them and to help them and to support them in these difficult situations. And you mentioned you have counseling services as well,
yes,
is that right?
Yes, yeah. and the counselors, in addition to helping in the schools, we do, when we need to, we can ask them to give some counseling services, because our lead person is qualified to do domestic violence counseling, which is a specialty within the counseling area.
Excellent.
Our promotoras also step in at this point. We're able to refer the victims to our promotora program so that they're able to then link them into different services like counseling in Spanish or in their native language, to medical services, to maybe assist with filing a police report or assist with obtaining a protective order, any type of issue that might arise because of the crime. So
great.
It's kind of it encompasses the victim.
Right,
the services do.
And at this point, the way immigration works, people do not need to be an attorney in order to file immigration papers. But as a nonprofit organization, we're authorized to make applications for some of our staff to become what's called Board of Immigration Appeals Certified Representatives. It's a big title, but we just call we call them BIA reps.
And isn't that a beautiful thing too, sister, and Maribel, when you consider here you are now, I don't know if many people realize that here you are, an attorney. And I have another friend of mine, Sister Rosemary, her friend is a doctor, sister, and she is at Tutwiler, Mississippi, and she has a free clinic, and the very, very poor people come to this clinic, and so much is what you're doing. So this is so important, and it's such a great gift to our people that you do this. And I hope for people who are tuning in to Tuesday Tapestry, maybe there are some women who might be called by Christ to be sisters. And here's Holy Cross sister doing God's work, also an attorney, and helping the poor and immigrants. That's a wonderful work you're doing. And here, Maribel, here you are, a dedicated layperson, also doing the work of the Lord, and so important that God's calling us to do these important things. And so I want to thank you both. Anything else you want to mention about Holy Cross Ministries that we haven't covered before we close off? Or?
I think the only other thing that I would want to mention is that one of the things that Sister Suzanne Brennan, who is the Executive Director of Holy Cross Ministries, strongly encourages that we network among our various departments within Holy Cross Ministries, but we also network and outreach to other organizations that can help the various clients that we do serve.
Excellent. That's a wonderful point that you make, and that's living the gospel value, that it's not like we're out here doling out charity or treating people like they're somehow unworthy, but we see everybody as our brothers and sisters in Christ. We recognize the value of each human being, and that we're all here to help each other. Some of us, for whatever reason, may be going through a part of our lives where we need extra help, and you're providing it. But then I know that these people whom you're serving, as they get beyond the rough bumps in the road, they themselves come back to help out and to return the favor, so to speak. I know many of our immigrants have dedicated themselves. Look at Aidan Batar, you mentioned earlier in the program. He himself was an immigrant whose story is very interesting, and he was almost killed in his escaping the country where he left. And he now works with resettling refugees. And they resettle over about, on average, 500 refugees in our community each year. So this is such a beautiful thing to see how people give back to the community, the very people you're helping now. So I just want to thank you both for coming today and for giving us a little insight into Holy Cross Ministries. Please feel free to contact them if you have any questions or any needs. They're there to help. And also, if you're able to, maybe you could sit down and write a little donation to Holy Cross Ministries and support their good work in our diocese to be a part of all that they're doing. So thanks again for being with us this day. And thank you, Sister Kathleen and Maribel, for being with us. Yeah, appreciate it. God bless you both.
Holy Cross Ministries has a wonderful website, www.HOLYCrossMinistries.org. holycrossministries.org. On that website, you can see many informations about the various programs, as well as a possibility to make a donation.